So this is where I started out. It was early in the morning and pretty darn cold. And you can see the River Usk right there. It's in the early morning hours, an old bridge. And got ready and went down to the canal and started walking along that path. Alright, well, I am walking along the Usk River Valley path. And it's pretty quiet and pretty cold right now. Lots of people who are taking their canal boats are still in, tucked away, warm, and waiting for the day to get a little sunnier. And so I'm going to be taking this path for a little while, and then I will be going up a hill to be able to get a good view of the Brecons. I decided to put this clip in just to show how low the bridges can be. As I go underneath the bridge, it gets pretty tight as I'm walking through, so I had to walk right next to the water. The bridge was so low. One thing that I really appreciated in particular was the quietness as I was walking along. You could hear all the birds and all the critters slowly waking up. Occasionally, as you'd go by some of the boats, you might see someone in there just getting up for breakfast and having something at the table. And coming up here, we have a map showing the path, at least a part of the canal path, and you can see where we're starting out from and then slowly going over towards the lake and the hill. The hill, when I'm at the top of it, then I'll be able to see that reservoir down below. Meanwhile, I was walking along, trying to keep my eyes peeled for a sign or something that would tell me when I needed to cross over the canal, because in order to get to the hill, which I think was called Tor y Fool or something like that, which I think means bald hill, but to get to that, I needed to cross over the canal at some point. And you can do that when you're at the locks, but there was no sign saying when the right spot was at. So I was trying to keep an eye out. This spot coming up, I really liked. The sun was just hitting it right, and you'll see when we're up there. But it just was a pretty picture. I had wondered if this was a point which I should have crossed the canal, but it didn't seem like it was really going anywhere, so I just kind of kept my fingers crossed. I thought this was quite a picturesque spot, so I took a few minutes here to enjoy it. Alright, well, it's a little slow on the camera here, so I was checking it, and I'm at lock 65. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm at lock 65, and the going is slow because I keep taking too many pictures. But hoping that I see a heron again. I did see a heron by the water's edge but couldn't get a picture taken quick enough. Oh well, onward. Okay, I don't know if you can hear, but on my first bridleway, I slightly overshot the path I was supposed to be taking. I guess I'm a little quicker, or things are a little closer than I thought. Certainly wet grass here, so it'll be good when it's dry and I'm out in the sun. Right now I can feel my feet getting wet. So, I talked to the gentleman. He said, go up here, and I'll come to the top, and that's where there's going to be a road to get to that mountain. How I missed that road, I do not know. There you go. Look familiar? There we go. Well, this is where you turn around. Apparently though, this is the path up, I guess. If you go up the mountain. There it is. I don't know if you can see it, but that is Sugarloaf Mountain to the right, and over there. You can't quite see it, but that's the that flat top is Tabletop Mountain, where that Iron Age fort was, where I was yesterday. So, this is the bridle path which goes to the top of the mountain. And there we are. A beautiful view. And this actually is where, when we were in the car, we were trying to find lots of cow poop. Looks like they're spreading it around or something. Anyway, this is that must have been. Anyway, so this is where we were in the car. Thought we were going the wrong way, which we kind of sort of were, but anyway, turns out we were in the right area. Boy, the one thing about these trails, it seems like there's poop no matter where you go, whether it's sheep or cow. And maybe he was just spreading this around to fertilize the ground. I don't know. But I suppose it'll all get cleaned off as I walk along. It looks like I've got to get up to that gate up there. We've got some cows here. Alright guys, ladies. Alright. Don't know if you saw that. Trying to get through the cows. Some of them looked like they weren't sure what to think of me. I know. Well, there we go. And there they are. Mooing. I don't know if you can hear any of this. Sound of a chainsaw down in the valley. And we got some more sheep waiting here for us at our bridle trail. You can see the blue mark or placard or whatever that says this is the way. And so that's a stile right there. Just a series of steps to get over the gate rather than go through the gate itself. So this is a definite hill. I think it said it was like 500 something feet tall, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the angle is fairly steep. So that's not the bridle sign I thought it was, but this is the way to go. So anyway, sun is shining, a beautiful day, and I hope the clouds stay away. Alright, gotta take these off, and up it easy. You can probably see a shadow there of me, doing my thing. Alright. Alright. I don't know if you can see it, but there we go. That's the blue square, or the thing I was telling you about. And as I have found, you can say, I want to go up this mountain named that, but if you say it in English, they tell you in Welsh, and you don't know which mountain you're going up. Anyway, Looks like we're on our way. Sheep are wondering what on earth we're doing. Hey sheep. So, I guess unless you're walking on concrete paths, you want to do a hike, be prepared to be walking in a lot of poop. I went through 2 fields of cow patties. Now I'm going through a field of sheep dip. But I suppose I should be glad that it's not something from a bear or a cougar or something else, huh? And it looks like we're getting to the top of this hill. Getting there. So, let's carry on and see what we see at the top. Right. When I get to the top, I think I'm going to have to take my undershirt off and just be in my shirt. It's getting warm. Or I'm getting warm. And I already unbuttoned the cuffs of the shirt. Started out about 40 degrees down by the canals. So that was in shade and mist. And since then I've been walking. And I'm in the sun now. Got my feet really wet. Shoes too, socks. By cutting across Farmer Maggot's field. Farmer said, "You want to go that way, or you can go this way." And he said, "The other way is pretty steep. So if this is not steep, I wonder what the other way was." So I went this way, which put me through a shaded area with lots of dew and water, and got me thoroughly soaked. Okay, looks like I have 2 ways to go, but I'm guessing it's that one. Good grief. Alright, well, I think I'm going to take the shirt off and just go in the t-shirt for now. What do you think? Think I should sport some Olympic Washington State stuff? Trying to keep the backpack clean for you, Dad. I'm sure you don't want a dirty pack. So, that's a little bit better. Alright. So, what we got here? Oops, wrong way. There we go. Now I'm already sweating. I don't know if you can see much, but here you go. sure how much I'm getting on this guy. I have to take it all apart, it's a problem, to find out. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to head on up. I've got a little more to go yet. Alright, talk to you later. So I managed to get up to the top of the hill. You can see me coming to the top about now. And took a little longer than I thought it would, but that's because it was steeper than I thought it was. But once I got up there, I got quite a view. There was a little like stone cairn in the middle here that you're seeing, kind of where people threw a bunch of rocks and said this is the center or the top of the hill, mountain. And then off in the distance there was some sheep, there was me, and I was going to see a few horses or Welsh ponies a little later. So that's looking towards the Brecons, right over there, and you can see where I'm going to go, slightly to the right. And I just kind of pan around, and I'm showing you the area that I can see. I don't think that's Brecon, but I took a few pictures while I was up there. So I had planned to go up this mountain because I thought I was going to get a good view of the Tollybont Reservoir down below, which serves a lot of the surrounding area for water. But I thought I was going to get a good overlooking view, and where I was, I couldn't really see much of it, and I'd have to go down the hill a fair bit to actually see it. So I just kind of took a look around and was taking some pictures up there, and just kind of hoped that as I went down this hill and coming around the corner that I would actually see this reservoir. I think these are Welsh ponies. Not quite 100% sure. I think so though. So what we have here is one of the biggest, or the biggest reservoir in Wales. And I came from around the corner to the right, past that hill on the right, and came down here. And down in the center is an area where people like to go at night and view the stars. And they'll use this, there we go, they'll use that area as kind of a backdrop. And you can see that there's people there now. So there we go. So it's a pretty big reservoir. So I was able to see that from the top of the mountain that I had climbed down. And now I'm on Brecon Way, or Beacon Way. I'm going who knows where, down that path somewhere. And over to the other side, up and along the Brecons. So this is my walk up past the waterfalls, and this is what I'm seeing, which is essentially the beginning of the Brecons. And so there's the path that I've got to take, and you can take a look at this map here. And I started out at the number 1, which is at the car park, which is where you can see the waterfalls. Started to climb upward to number 2, carried on to number 3, which then leads you to number 4. And that's where I should have taken the T, which was at left. But the T was very unremarkable, and so I missed it and went on to almost number 5, which is where the part of the plane wreckage is. But time was of an issue, so I had to come back and get on the right track. So on my way back, there were a few people that I did see, but there weren't a whole lot of people coming along the Brecons. I did come across some ponies, Welsh ponies or horses, mother and her foal, and that was quite neat to watch. It looked like there was a herd of them further down the hillside, but the two that I saw, they were watching me pretty closely. They weren't quite sure if I was going to bug them or who knows what, but that was fun to see. And so I kept on going and found my intersection eventually, and started to go the right direction. I had a few little bits of water to cross over. There occasionally also was a group or a couple of groups of British Army guys out there doing their training, doing the penny fan dance, which is basically 2 circuits of the entire Brecons. And so that was fun to see. And I was hoping that I was following one group to make sure I was going the right direction, but they were going too quick, or they blended in with their camouflage too well, that I just took my best shot on which direction to go. Okay, it's pretty quiet up here right now. I think I was supposed to come around that crest. Only I followed some army guys across this marshy, boggy, call it what you like, area. And so I just came to this little bit of road, which means, yay, I am on the right path. I was kind of beginning to wonder if I was making my own way. So those are the peaks up ahead. And that's where I'm going to go around, go up, and go down. So far so good, I guess. So this is just a little bit more of an add-on, just pointing out that I've arrived and I'm going in a certain direction, and that I've found the peaks. Okay, so here we have the map. On the right hand side you can see the red dot, that's where I started from at the bridge, and on the far left you can see the black dot, that's where the Storey Arms was. Of course I started out getting my gear together and doing that near the old bridge there, made in the 1700s, and then went down to the canal. And it was cold enough to get some mist off of the river. Let's zoom in now and take a look at the hill that I was going up. As you can see, we were going up a fairly steep incline, and that's where I got a few pictures looking back and seeing the Table Mountains, for example. And as I went around, then that's where I started to also see the horses, or the Welsh ponies. Seems like there was always a few Welsh ponies around somewhere, not to mention plenty of sheep. And so next we have the Tollybont Reservoir. That's of course on the other side of the hill. I was able to use my camera to zoom in and get a few good shots showing you what was down at the other end. And then it was up the paths to the Brecons. So we're seeing here now, on the Brecons, there was a couple that were staying in this little stone structure of some sort. Not really sure what it was, but they pointed me towards the diving board, which you're seeing right there. That's a bit of stone that just sticks out there and hangs over the edge. Then I kept on going, and this here is showing where I've been, and going up towards Penny Fan, and that near the top, there were again some more Welsh ponies. And then it was up to the top, and it was pretty windy and pretty cold up there, so I didn't stay up too long at the very top, but you can see what I saw at the top of Penny Fan. So that's about it. You can see that I'm walking down now from the Penny Fan point down towards the Storey Arms, and wasn't sure if anybody could see me. So occasionally I would be waving my trekking poles in case someone wanted to know if I was on my way down, because I didn't know if someone was going to be there waiting yet to pick me up, or if they were going to be there a little bit later. I think it was around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening at this point. And so I came down the mountain, went across a bridge, and finished my hike.